Welcome back to Liverpool TV. Shit, I mean, what's the show called? Unqualified Sports.
Let's try that one more time.
Okay. Welcome back to Unqualified Sports. It's a night show today. We need to keep our volume down a little bit.
Mothers are sleeping.
But it was hard to stay calm when we saw Liverpool, most informed team in Europe right now.
Mm-hmm.
Had a bit of a scare in the first half, but yeah, beat Villarreal. What do you guys think about the game?
I'd like to find out from the non-UCL participant.
Yeah.
Like, what was your take on this, auspicious occasion? We know that you're not used to these UCL nights. You let us know. What was it like experiencing Champions League semi-finals for the first time? And
I'm not gonna talk if I'm gonna be disrespected.
This is going to disrespect the English language. Okay, apologies. Like, what's your take on the game, bro?
You was first.
All right, man. So personally, it started off the way I expected it to. We really did all expect Villarreal to come through, with a bang. They really did take charge in the early stages. And I repeat once again, Jurgen Klopp is the king of the pep talk, because he gave the guys a mouth lashing. Yeah.
Double entendre.
I know. Doubles. You know what I mean? Should we say quadruples? Anyway, yeah. So we got to give credit to Villarreal because they really did bring the fire, and their fans. Once again, the dedicated Yellow Submarine, as usual, really just came through the way Anfield faithful, would expect. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to overcome talent and a system that is just working so well for Liverpool right now. I would say my personal man of the match was Alisson. Yeah, because he pulled through. Yeah.
And Van Dijk actually assisted because he's the one who played the touch that kind of made the ball go out of the attacker's way. Yeah.
But with that said, we did see a bit of a weakness with Liverpool because I don't want to say there was like a fatigue with them in the first half, but then there was like a lapse in concentration and a couple of attacks there. So my question is this a telltale sign for what could come through with the schedules, the clashes that are going to be coming through? Because we do have a hectic schedule. We've got Tottenham this weekend. We've got the FA Cup final next week, if I'm not mistaken.
No, FA Cup final is at the end of the season.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
It's next week.
It's next week, right? It's on a Wednesday.
17th, I think.
Yeah.
Fact check.
Yeah, that's it.
Proceed.
So a week and a half. Yeah. So with that said, it's a crazy schedule that they have to dwell upon. Especially with fatigue kicking in, you know what I mean? Because they have been overperforming, like they've been moving like at 120 for the last few games, so it's crazy.
Just confirm that it's on the 14th of May.
Yeah, that's even closer.
Yeah. I generally think that it was fatigue. Not fatigue in the physical sense, but in the mental sense. Like, it's so hard to get your team to be pumped up and you have a tough game, right? Then you get the morale up, tell them to focus on concentration. You basically have to have an almost perfect performance. Now, to do that 1 week, and then you do that in 3 days, then you do that 4 days later again, because we're now playing 2 games a week, and all of these games were so important. If Liverpool dropped points in the Premier League, you could kiss away the title goodbye. With Villarreal, I mean, they knocked out Juventus and Bayern. I know I like to give them stick, but
this man actually says they fluked their way to the semi-finals, and like, with all due respect, you are talking. I can't cuss on the show.
I'll bleep it.
Yeah, bleep it. Yeah, you're talking porkies. Yeah. Yeah, you're talking porkies.
That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But I do think that it was a fluke.
All right, but hey, you know what? Like, I actually want to take my man of the match back. I actually want to give the man of the match to Raul Albiol. Am I saying it right? Is it Albiol?
It's Arda Turan.
Arda Turan. Arda Turan. Arda Turan's twin. Yeah. Shout out to him because, as old as he is, he really came through with the solidity for the team. And you could tell that leadership it's something that's expressed through your actions, and he really put his front foot forward and led by example, because you could see like his other teammates like feeding off of his energy. It's really sad that he conceded the goals he did. I know a lot of people are probably going to say that Villarreal's goalkeeper is Kak, but I do feel like he's got great reactions. Just he's got good reflexes but bad reactions. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? His reflexes are great. You know what I mean? He can, but then his decision making when it comes to like what to do with the ball, where to clear it, it's a bit off because like he's just a puncher of the ball. You know what I mean? It's like he's a volleyball player converted onto the football pitch. But yeah,
handling poor. Yeah, I would also say man of the match goes to a Villarreal player. I'll say it's Capu. Yeah, I'd say mine is Capu because he was directly involved in
the Tottenham reject
that they scored. Yeah,
the Tottenham reject.
That is like what 36.
Nah, he's not. You're capping.
He's old.
He's old, but he's not 36.
Okay, maybe 33.
36. Ah, come on, bro. Yeah. You know, my legend there.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna give it to a Liverpool player because I feel like no Liverpool player was spectacular. I'll say shout out to Diaz for coming off the bench and making an impact.
Oh yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Who's your man of the match?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, definitely Capu.
Yeah.
Despite the record, he had a really, really good game.
Yeah.
You know, that was the Capu that first started at Tottenham. Because although his career at Tottenham, it was towards the end where he started, you know, but like at the beginning, I think it was Paulinho, Capu, and Eriksen.
Possibly.
If I'm not mistaken.
Eriksen landed in 2013.
You know,
no,
it's like
2014.
Yeah, you know, they
played. Eriksen and Capu played together.
If I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Fact check. I'm not gonna do it now.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that they did. Yeah. But yeah, you know, the result was expected. It was just the way it happened that was not expected. Because fair and fine, everyone can say hey, Villarreal was always going to come and throw it at Liverpool. No one was gonna ever say Liverpool were gonna be 2-0 down at halftime. You can't lie to me and say that. They just
that's very true.
They just shook people up, you know, and then it's just that classic thing where when you concede the first goal and
that momentum,
you know,
but then you see that it's like moments like that.
I always say like 3-goal advantage is always good for cup ties, you know.
Unless you're Barcelona, of course.
2 goals, that's when it gets, you know, a bit shaky, because if they do score the first goal and early, you know, although you might say, you know, it's not gonna phase us. It is phasing you because you know they're 1 goal away from 1 goal is also 1 mistake away.
Yeah, totally.
So that's why Liverpool started to be a bit more reserved, because they were 1 mistake away from leveling the game, of which that's what happened, you know.
Because I think we can all agree that the worst lead to have is a 2-0 lead.
Especially when you're going to the opposition's home.
Yeah.
Maybe if that was an away win 2-0.
Yeah, because the first goal really throws defense off, and it's like it's panic mode, and
especially
then
when it came in the first 3 minutes. Like, you know, like the first 5 to 10 minutes of a game, people like they're kind of getting used to the ball, getting used to the play, and then to concede that early.
Yeah, if it wasn't for like experience and like the personnel we had in defense, we probably could have like had a lot of spillages this game. Because they did bring the fire. They brought the heat. Yeah.
Anyways, we're not gonna close it. We're just gonna transition to the reaction of the Man City versus Real Madrid game.
Yeah. No need in guessing who you prefer when we can actually just find out.
Yeah. Cue the future now.
Shit, it's the future, dude.
How did you do that?
No idea. What's talking?
Whoa.
I think you got left behind, eh?
It would seem that Manchester has left the building.
You could basically say that. So we're here, post Man City versus Real Madrid. We're just gonna pretend like that game wasn't tonight. It was actually 2 nights ago. But let's just say that it was tonight, and this is the reaction of that.
At the time of recording, Man City got knocked out.
Basically.
And Madrid. Jala.
Yeah.
Madrid.
So my reaction for the game, I was in disbelief. Like from the beginning, I thought that Man City were gonna win it. And then when Riyad Mahrez scored, I think like it was in the 70th minute, I'm like, yeah, it's for sure done, dude.
Yeah.
And then Benzema out of nowhere goes, and then he saves the ball that was going out.
Captain Benzema.
Yeah, he puts it right there. Rodrigo snatches it right before Edison can grab it. Then I'm like, oh, okay, well, here's a goal, consolation. And then a minute later, Rodrigo scores again with the header to take them into extra time.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, in order for us to really appreciate this game, we really have to break it down. So in the first half, I do feel like it was City's game. You know what I mean? Fair and fine. Madrid did get a couple of chances. Benzema got about 4 clear-cut chances that he just missed, and it was just something in the air that was like, you know, iterating that it's not Benzema's night.
Yeah,
it's not Madrid's night.
It was the first two. He had 2 really good chances within the first minutes.
Yeah.
And I've seen him score from a lot harder chances than the ones that he had. So a lot of people assume that it wasn't his night.
Yeah. So like, if we were to highlight like what it was about the first half, it was Benzema struggling to get the back of the net, Courtois coming up with world-class saves.
8.
Overall.
Yeah.
Wow. So we were talking about the first half. He there were like a number of saves that, you know, you even like, whoa, that's a close call. You just felt like he was probably going to concede. You know what I mean? It was like De Gea times in like 2016.
Yeah, prime
De Gea. Prime De Gea. And then Kyle Walker's coverage of Vinicius. Vinicius was such a threat that game, but you truly saw Man City's, you know, yearning for Kyle Walker. Or like, you know, you could tell his absence, you know what I mean, in the first leg, because he is such a world-class defender. Because you know what, we're Liverpool fans and we have our biases, but if there's one thing that we have to agree on is that Kyle Walker is arguably the most complete right back in Europe.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why people truly say Trent is better than him is because Trent gets like 12 assists every season. And I feel like we're witnessing the same thing with Cancelo and Robertson, but the other way around. Robertson is the more complete one, but just because of Cancelo's attacking output, people view him as the better right back.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, you can.
Yeah. And so like how we should look at this game, I say it again, it was a game of 2 halves. You know, I mean, the first half was for City, second half was for Madrid. Modric coming through with the playmaking, you know, I mean, he really withheld his status. Such a classy player, you know, I mean, like the little dinks that he was making to Vinicius. It's just there's like this level of like link-up play between Modric and Vinicius. That's just like it even like challenged us. Last season in the UCL when they just like made the dink diagonal passes that just like butchered us. Yeah. And when we looked at the second half, you know, it seemed the way it started off, it seemed, you know, City were on the front foot. Madrid, however, they improved it defensively, because if you really looked at how they were, their press. Like just it intensified. The game intensified. They started recovering the ball more. Vinicius Jr. turned up the boosters because he was having like, you know, a few moments or glimmers of like, you know, opportunity or like, you know, something could happen there, like here and there. But then once the second half like blew to commence, this man was like, you know what, the burners. Pede. Why is he? You know what I mean? And just like you would expect from a Zimbabwean, upon seeing a queue, he's definitely going to join it. And when you see Vinicius on a semi-final UCL night, he's definitely going to join that elite night. That sounded bit in my head, but let's carry on.
Dude, I'm trying to think what the hell you're trying to say.
Hey. Nobody knows what I mean, but it's provocative. Anyway,
get going.
People going. Yeah, major shout out to Bernardo Silva, because you know what, City were really killing it, man, in that entire game. And one thing that really looked as it was is that both managers had a masterclass. I do feel, because both managers made changes that altered the game. Because Man City started off with their changes when they brought in Gundogan and Grealish, and oh my gosh, Grealish
played well.
Yeah, you know what, people actually say what they want about Grealish, saying, he's not the Grealish of Aston Villa, but no, he was never going to be the Grealish of Aston Villa, because he was the main person at Aston Villa. Here he's now like a gear in a machine, but he's a rather big gear, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about his calves. Blazan hitsap. Anyway, these guys are going to have to go through enough the tapes and really understand each other's mistakes and errors and take advantage of that. You know what I mean? The coaches are going to have to put in the right lineup that can cancel or channel out the high threats on both ends. And you have to make the right changes at the right time for this particular match, because if you look at City's game last night, their subs seemingly made them play better. But
the substitutes opened that whole game, literally for both of the clubs.
Yeah, as in it opened. Okay, it opened up more attack for City, but it opened up their defense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you looked at them, they were more vulnerable defensively. You know what I mean? Yes, it was individual brilliance from the likes. I can't even say it was individual brilliance because there were a lot of individuals. Carvajal, Vinicius, Benz, Camavinga, you know what I mean? Rodrigo. So, yeah.
I would say that statement is correct because of the statement where, you see, with the league, there's a lot of games that need to be played and within a long period of time. So that's when managers are really needed to dial in and to focus on certain changes that need to be made. Not that that's also not necessary with them with cups, but when it comes to cups, you can get away with bad performances, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's with cups, like the reason why I disagree with that tweet is that with cups, it's more about the coach's tactics than it is the players. Case in point, FC Porto winning 2004 with Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Small team, mediocre players, bang average. But he understood what had to be done. Counter-attack, park the bus. That's how you win a two-legged match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vis-a-vis, it ended with them winning the UCL. So I do feel like players count more when it comes to the league because a team can have a great run, but once you have one or two crucial injuries, that derails the entire season, regardless of how tactically stout the coach is. But on that note, a lot to ponder on, and we've got Premier League football this weekend.
The football just does not stop.
It does not stop.
Every 5 days, we're seeing more games, basically.
The football does not stop, neither do we. Unqualified ZW spots for you and me.
We out.
Paris, here we come.